that was really not her intention, and she wanted to let Darrell Waltrip actually have the day in the sun and, the rest of his career in the sun, if you will, after the column, and she said, the timing of it, I'm almost, geez, did I do the right thing? I don't have a problem with the timing or anything like that, but I just want people to know, and you, Jerry, that she took no joy in the retirement of Darrell Waltrip. I wanted... And you know what? I would agree with that. The only thing that I said is that and I mentioned this on the show last week, and I mentioned it to Jen. I said, Darrell gives Heartland appeal. And she agreed. And she said, yes, he does. And I mentioned with you about, I thought that NASCAR in the 90s took away much of the Heartland appeal of baseball. And that was one of the reasons for its boom, in my opinion. And, she kind of agreed with me, too, on that. So we'll see where this all goes right now. But regardless, I just wanted, we talked about that last week. I did have a chance, and we'll try to get Jenna Fryer. She said that she would come on the show, and I'm looking forward to that because I think she is a pretty fair-to-Midland writer. So is Jerry Bonkowski. I'm trying to see what else to wrap up with Bristol. I mean, the Xfinity race was a fun race, and Tyler Reddick's Dolly Parton car just missed. But, how East Tennessee can you get that way with the Dolly Parton car finishing second? And unfortunately, Dolly Parton wasn't there to watch her own car. So, sort of the theme of the week and all this. Richmond, what can we look forward to in Richmond?
Well, first of all, plenty of lights, which is very good. Dolly, but it kind of brings everybody back to their roots of short track racing, of the light Friday, Saturday night racing, and that is small tracks around the country. So that's number one. But number two is I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but one thing that historically also has been like Bristol, weather. About the weather. So Saturday, when the weather is great, tomorrow the weather is then what else is there's a time where you have Saturday night race, Sunday afternoon race, that kind of thing. But I think that, Bill Paxton, the manager, he loves all those kind of tracks. He's been very strong on those tracks. So I'm actually surprised to see that Speedway on Saturday night.
They said it was the first time in 27 years that a driver had finished in the top 10 in all of the first 8 races. 27 years would be 92. Who would have been Earnhardt, or who would have been the other driver that would? Do you know?
92. Wow.
I mean, we can look up the records, but they didn't say who it was. That's what when it was announced in the media room. And then I'm showing my lack of preparation and all that. But you might think, I don't know, Ernie Irvin maybe? I mean, we're talking 92. Okay, we'll try checking that out a little bit later on in the show. And if I don't get that, we'll try to get it to you tomorrow and check social media with 1420. Yeah, that was what they had mentioned right there. But anyway, Jerry Bonkowski, I will say this about the weather, being, an old Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and from there, there's often been talk about, somebody once said, how come the Pirates don't draw more? And he says, you know what? You go April, May, and I know they say that's we have an increase in attendance because school is out, but if you're in Pittsburgh in, April 15th, there is a good chance that it'll be raining at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then, by the time the ball game is out, it's cleared up, but you've already made the decision you don't want to buy the walk-up sale. And so, that's one of the things where I'm a bit skeptical about the walk-up sale because, people around here, they know what the weather is. Wherever you live, you know what the weather is going to be like in Chicago. You know what it's going to be like in Seattle, or wherever you live in Bristol. And so, I don't know if you really can count on walk-up sales, even, I don't care if you're in Phoenix or someplace like that. I really don't know. It's always a minimal part of the gate. So, regardless. Anyway, he's Jerry Bonkowski. He's not a minimalist when it comes to his NASCAR knowledge and the comments that he makes. Read him on NBC NBCSports.com. I'm going to check out that Brad Keselowski story on NBCSports.com, and I'm going to come back with some thoughts on the National Championship basketball game before rounding it out with SoCon John Hooper after this. All right, it's Tri-City Sports now. By the way, Bill Elliott is the driver that finished in the top 10 in the first 8 races of 92. Thought it might be Irvin, thought it might be Earnhardt, but it turned out it was Elliott. You had to start your name with an E or an I back then. You had to go with that name if you wanted to be successful. But evidently, there we go again. There was an accidental pun right there. The happy accident of alliteration. I'm Marky Bilson, 1420 WEMB Sports Radio, Tri-City Sports. Now, talk to SoCon John Hooper about Mike Young going to Virginia Tech. If Rick Barnes goes to UCLA, does the SoCon coach go to Tennessee? I want to talk about that coming up. I was going to mention something about the national title game tonight. All I got time to tell you is that Virginia is a 1.5-point favorite. SoCon John Hooper is coming up after this.